Yeah, NFC South. We got Todd Bowles, the Buccaneers.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, as defense coordinator, I would go alpha, but as a head coach, I'm going beta.
Ooh.
As a head coach.
Yeah.
We've seen this before. He kind of didn't handle I think the offense situation well. We see Tom Brady already deciding he want to go get plastic surgery whenever he wants to. He's kind of reckless right now. He got a full face surgery and went to Dr. Miami real quick. And
yeah.
It's just not looking good for how this team is looking. I mean, Tom looks disengaged. He looks like he doesn't even want to be there. To be honest, I don't know. Why did you come back, bro? You just had to. I'm playing till I'm 45. You made that promise to yourself. I bet he was just sitting at home in March, I'm so close to just playing to 45. I should just come back and just get it done, right? And because he looks miserable. I've never seen him look this mad. He's cussing in press conferences. He's angry that has to come here for camp and talk to people. I mean, you could have just stayed home, bro. You already won 7 Super Bowls.
Yeah,
stay home. You know what I mean? But that team's a little. So that's what I'm saying. That team's a little out of control, in my opinion. I don't think if your starting quarterback just leaves for 11 days, it doesn't tell you why. I mean, it's like I don't know how is he the coach? So
yeah,
I don't know.
No, I'm with you. I'm gonna go beta. The Jets. People try to say the Jets thing wasn't him, which I agree. I agree that Mike. I think it was Mike Tannenbaum was there, and he's not great. I won't. The players that were there is definitely not on him, but it's just I don't know. I thought it was very uninspiring. I don't know why. It must be some. I haven't watched Byron Leftwich on the Pivot Pod yet, but I don't know how close was Byron Leftwich to being the coach. But although Bruce Arians, I listened to him on Pardon My Take, who I miss dearly, Bruce Arians already. I just miss him having him in the league. But he coached Todd Bowles at Temple, which I didn't know. So that could be and he's still technically with the organization, Bruce Arians. He's kind of in an advisory role. So maybe that's how that job actually happened. Nepotism is very real in football.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of with Todd Bowles. First off, did Tom Brady get the plastic surgery to try to look happier?
I don't know.
I don't think he constantly gets plastic surgery. I think he looks genuinely good now and has aged really well, but now he's like, I look like I'm mad. Can we fix this? It feels weird. I think he didn't want Bruce Arians to retire. I think that was kind of an issue. I think they had some conversations and was like, well, if you're gone, I'm gone. I don't want to do this. But then also Tom is just a sociopath. So I think he's it was 2 weeks of just taking his kids to school, and he was like, I gotta play football again. He's like, I gotta get the fuck out of here, man. So he then starts playing again, and I miss Bruce Arians so much, man. You want to talk about taking over for the alpha of all alphas? It just makes he was on Pardon My Take, and he tore his Achilles last year. He said, and he said they asked him if he wanted to get surgery, and he just grabbed his golf clubs and started swinging them. He swung them successfully, and he goes, nah, I'm good. All I need to do is golf. That's just a beast, absolute beast. He hated on veganism, by the way. He had a heart attack and switched plant-based, but quote unquote only lost 3 pounds on it. So
he's eating
it.
Yeah.
I mean, I like this all, dude. I'm not. Yeah, I like the arc of what I'm hearing.
Bruce Arians is not just. I mean, that guy being vegan is so funny. To me, just
that is hilarious.
Yeah. It looks like he would eat a live animal. It looks like he would eat like a still sentient live animal. And just him with a tote bag, an eco tote bag, shopping at a co-op. Oh my god, I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
But no, I miss him. I miss him greatly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And this is Coach Tom Brady, and Tom Brady is probably not a good coach, by the way. Just those guys, as we said earlier, or at least I said, maybe if your quarterback's too good, they're not going to make a good head coach. They have to be kind of mid in the NFL at most, or just a career backup who spent time with the coach. Because some of these guys, man, I don't know. I don't think they're winning the division this year, and I actually think this division is a lot better than anybody's giving it credit for right now. And it's gonna be a hot take I have to own, but
okay, all right.
Anyways, let's move on. Moving on.
All right, Dennis Allen of the Saints.
Oh, old school.
He's bad at proving otherwise, so this was easy for me. It's he's Mr. Beta when he was out here in Oakland. So
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's, I'm sure he's a good defense coordinator. They even put together some decent defensive game plans when they're with over here. I mean, when they're Derek Carr's first year and they went to the Patriots and kept them to 16 points. I mean, they put together some decent game plans. So he's a good defensive coach. He is. It's proven. He went over to New Orleans. He transformed that defense. That defense was terrible for years. He went over there. He transformed it to one of the best defenses in football. So obviously, he's a great defensive mind. It's just, are you a head coach? See, and that's the thing with it sometimes. Like, are you?
Todd Bowles is kind of the same way. I feel like him and Todd Bowles are very similar.
Because then when you're a head coach, you got to coach everything. So you can't just be focusing on defense. I don't know if he's still gonna be the defensive play caller. His defense is gonna change a little bit. He's not gonna be the same. So I don't know. I don't know about Dennis Allen. I know he kind of got his way back into a job of having such a great defense, but he still looks like the same guy. I don't see him being like super fiery or anything like that. It's just like he's.
Oh, he was terrible. He was terrible here. The sad part is I think this is the best Saints roster since their 2009. Like if you're going 1 through 50 through 53, you know what I mean? Since their Super Bowl era run, this is their best roster, man. This is really fucking good. Like they're head to toe, man. I think it's if Sean Payton was coaching this team, like I don't see a team in the NFC that's like better than them, in my opinion. Like, and I'm not saying this as a Jameis Winston stan, but he was winning ball games with them last year, and they didn't have wide receivers on that team. Like they didn't have any of them. I'm not a huge Chris Olave fan, but he's playing well, so I can't. He's playing well in the preseason. It looks like it'll work in a little way. Marquez Callaway got all the hype last year, and it didn't do anything, so people forget about that. But Michael Thomas is back. We'll see what that actually means. I've stashed him in one of my fantasy leagues. So just so I don't miss out on it, but I don't have the highest hopes. They have a good offensive line. They lost Teron Armstead and they replaced it with Trevor Penning. It doesn't look like it's going well right away, but their defense is unbelievable, and Dennis Allen built it. He did. The Saints were like a joke. Like they were still really good, but it was like, they'll score just 40 and you'll score 35. That was kind of their defense. So like whoever touches the ball last wins. And, I think that, it's, are you a head coach? Because look at what's just happened recently. Todd Bowles, Jets, not great. And we both don't think it's going to be great with the Buccaneers. Robert Saleh, how's that going? Not great so far. Vic Fangio, all these other guys, are you a head coach? Like, is this, first off, and if Brandon Staley misses the playoffs, I mean, you're looking at all these defensive-minded head coaches. And it kind of goes to the philosophy that I used to roll my eyes at because I was kind of like, just get the best guy. But when you hire an offensive-minded head coach, you have one constant, and you will never have to replace your offensive coordinator if he's good. When you hire a defensive head coach, you always run the risk of losing your entire offensive mind to another team's head coaching opportunity, right? And it seems much easier to cycle through defensive coordinators than it does offensive coordinators. It just does. It seems more because you have a quarterback that is just no other position like it. And I think the Saints are going to win the division. I have a hot take on that. I think they're going to win. I think they're winning the division because Dennis Allen owns Tom Brady. That's one thing that they have. Owns him. And who was when the Raiders only scored 16 points?
That's true.
At home. Who is Dennis Allen? I mean, he's like Tom Brady. I've never heard of him. Tom Brady, who's a scrub, 6th rounder out of Michigan. Yeah, I heard of him. Punk. That's what he says.
I know. Yeah. That's so true.
Give me Drew Henson at quarterback, then I'll be there. It's so crazy. He cannot do it. So I think they're gonna win. He was so lame. He was like this at Oakland. He was like this Friday Night Lights, like kind of like mopey coach with like a checkered past looking guy. It's like he's actually having an affair with the cheerleader, and like he don't want nobody to know. And he's like 47. He's a visor guy. I respect it. I'm wearing a visor right now, but I respect it. McDaniels. I respect the visor guys. Peterson, all those guys. They usually grade well. Not right now. Beta, Dennis Allen,
for sure. Mr. Beta.
Next up,